Ayo! Back at it again with another video coming up. Where are we going? Shazeva. Torkham.
Torkham, bros.
Where's the Ayuba Fridi?
Gamara Dishana. You had one job to say something interesting. We're going to Torkham. So you're gonna see some scenery along the way, maybe some historical facts, but I don't think so. I'm just gonna make them up as I go. None of this is legitimate. Currently we're in Jamrud, sitting in some water, some beds, some chairs, waiting for some green tea. And we'll see if anything interesting happens along the way. Here's our boy Zishan pouring out the green tea.
Only the green tea is there, nothing else.
He doesn't know how to do it the correct way. I had to show him, but I don't want to bring it on camera. I don't want to humiliate him. Huh? English only, Kamran. No, we don't. We're modern, Kochan. We're modern. As you know by now, every time there's water, we have to do a compulsory underwater video. And this is no exception to that rule. Let's go. Oh, they all left. Our boy got a nibble of one of the little baby fish and he spilled all of his tea. Look at him, look at him. We're at the place where we just got the green tea. Here's our shopkeeper, he wanted to be in the video. So the way. Huh? Puktu ko huwa ya English ko huwa ya mara jaise dirzi. Das kholi do je mung bigera wala uste bigera me uste bia gale shwe. Huh? Na khabar ta kadi rehta bhai khatma hi ho. He's too shy to say anything. He's a very nice guy. He gave us green tea. It's good green tea. One of the best green tea here. Pasumra de dara to hai. Chibya note sifato kam gana. 100 rupees. It's not good green tea. Don't come here. I'm joking. I'm joking. Saida? Done with the green tea now. Finally on our way once again to the border.
Now to the tire.
Everyone ready?
Yeah!
And you've seen this road probably 100 times if you've added me on Snapchat or WhatsApp. I pretty much come here every day or every other day. So I'm not going to waste more time by giving it in the video here. But this is the Khyber Pass. Any type of smuggling you can think of, people smuggling, drug smuggling, weapon smuggling, it's all come through this way. There's no better road for it. Nah, it's reality. This was the main smuggling route. This was the route where they sent heroin during the Soviet war. They would send heroin from these villages, from these poppy plants, opiums, and they would get the Russian soldiers hooked on it. It was one of the main reasons. It was the main drug smuggling route, and it still remains the same today. It is mainly drugs and weapons now. People don't get smuggled as much here. This is a cool little place that I wanted to show them. It's an old train track that's been destroyed now because of the support being pretty much removed. These are all antiques from the British era, during the British colonization period. They made all these railroads, but nobody maintained it after they left. So now we're left with this. Up there is a pretty little cool building. Looks like an observatory, but they don't have those here, so it's probably some fort or an outpost, vantage point. And there's a nice cave there too. I went up in it before, but there's not really much to show in there. It's just kind of dark. Can't get a good video of it. And these are the boys. Shehzad, Dishan, Shazeh Patak, and Kamran. I have no other content to show. These are the most uninteresting people in the world. They can't talk of anything interesting. So I have to fill up the time with useless dialogue, with repetition.
This is the 20th time of this guy who has come here repeatedly, but I believe
I gave him, from his words, this is my 20th time. I've given him 20 different opportunities to say something interesting, anything, and he's failed every single one of them.
I believe you should have been frustrated from
Give him a historical background of this.
I was asking from you about the historical.
He doesn't even know what to say. He's asking me about it. He's lived here his whole life. He doesn't know shit.
But this is your 20th time, so you must have known about the site. What's actually the real background of this site?
The real background is that there used to be a train track. Nobody maintained it after the British left. It's destroyed now. This was an observatory that they saw the planets from. They had a big telescope there.
I don't think so.
No, they did. And then the Pak army came and they replaced the telescope with a cannon and other war machines. And that is it. That is all.
The whole view of this, the other mountains there.
What are mountains?
About the other mountains.
Yeah, typical mountains. Greenery, nothing else. There's nothing special about
What
them.
specific mineral in there?
There's nothing specific about them.
There must be there.
And this is our other boy. Assalamu alaikum.
Police officer.
Police officer?
Yes.
Great.
He's saying that don't
Huh?
bring this check post in this video.
No, we won't bring the check post in it. We're bringing that in it. Oh, the policeman, he said don't bring the check post in the video. There's nothing interesting going on in the police station anyway. They're all retards. We're not going to bring them in the video either. We're just going to bring this thing, the thing that's actually interesting, and his dumbass thinks that we're here for him. No bro, you're not that interesting. Our police bro has corrected us. It's not an observatory or a fort. It's actually a Buddhism temple. It used to be a Buddhism temple anyway. I think they've probably destroyed it now. And just like I predicted, they are replacing the Buddhist shrine with a militia checkpost. Zishan kept insisting we come here. Apparently his grandmother lives here or his grandfather lives here. He has some kingdom here that he wants to show us. I don't see what's so special about it, but there he is leading the way in front of us. Zishan, if there's nothing great here, if you disappoint us today, we're never going to trust your judgment ever again if we ever come on a tour. I had to park the car down on the road because I didn't know about the parking spot here, which was my mistake. I'll turn off the video in case we're not allowed to video. Well, it turns out that Zishan's grandmother won't let us inside the place, and I don't think we have permission to go in. So that's a blunder on Zishan's part. We're never going to trust his judgment again. He is humiliated right now. He is embarrassed. His color has turned yellow, in fact. From the natural brown color that he had, now it's yellow, just out of sheer embarrassment and humiliation of being turned away at the gate, of being not allowed inside. Alright Zishan, after your embarrassing encounter, what did you learn?
I think it
Was your grandmother not at home?
No, it was just because of you.
Because of me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, only because of Patrick, because the way he approached him and the way he talked to him.
I approached him like a human being. I met him, I shook his hand, and then I left him. That's all the attention he deserved. But he told us, go down, we have some guests right now, they're eating. Go down to the border, check everything out, and then come back. We might get something done. But that's the border down there. Torkham. Yeah. Once we're the assistant commissioner here, we will bring Zishan here every day until he can't. What is he doing? That come شيء هذه
شيء هذه مرة شيء پورا
a main building شيء ده هذا سلارة شيء راوتي ده zigzag line. أي كسر دي؟
ده وايا ده GoPro كنا ولا وايا
ده
English كي
Alright, what the पख्तो के हुआ है वो English और दो हुए.
Actually the thing is that when
Actually the thing is ना the पख्तो के हुआ.
पख्तो के हुआ.
Whenever the British government used to decide about the When they used to suspend someone, so they
Suspend someone?
Yeah, suspend
There's a college wo? Suspend going.
after suspension.
Every time the British government would pass someone for execution,
Execution was sentence to death, kana?
taho sentence, taho suspending.
Suspend table, kana? Suspending kana? Then
He's actually saying they would be like.
Basically, this structure was an execution chamber. The British government would pass death sentences and the guy would be brought here to be executed.
Then he would be suspended.
He would be hanged.
hanged to death.
He'd be hanged.
Suspended. It's fine.
Obya?
Then when they used to suspend someone,
Hang.
So after hanging, he would brought down to the tunnel.
Anyway, what they used to do after hanging the person, they would throw him down the mountain, and that would confirm to kill him.
Down the tunnel.
Machine te jod ko tunnel na
That was the way.
Yeah, okay, Zarima.
That
That was the way of the reason.
What he's saying is that there's a tunnel there. After the guy was hanged, he was thrown down the tunnel. He was thrown down the tunnel, and the tunnel had blades in it apparently, which cut up the person. I think it seems
chopped
like
up the person actually.
they chopped him up. Whatever. I think it's a bit too much trouble to kill someone after already hanging him. I think an easier method would have been to just throw him down the mountain at that point. We're gonna begin our descent to the actual border now. These boys were taking their picture after the embarrassment that Zishan had at the facilitation center, where we received zero facilitation. Oh, what a facilitation center, Zishan!
The AC's guests were there, so we weren't allowed.
We weren't allowed in there because they were eating.
The AC's guests were eating there.
Not only did they not offer us food,
We don't know what was the agenda.
When he said go down, go down,
he told
and then come
us,
back.
he gave us a great idea: go down to the border and then come back up here. And I
that's
said,
after a long time. Don't come quickly, he said that.
he said, take your time.
He has a view that you are Kasaba. You're not
doctors like Kasaban.
Yeah, we're butchers.
Your cardiologist, your
Literally, we are
butcher.
standing
And
in
then I
Torkham
come
And you know
border.
what? He's telling the truth.
He was telling the truth.
He's telling the truth.
Now
It's
listen,
not a
the
lie.
audacity tells us that we're Kasaban, even at the Torkham border, where all of the smuggling of this damn country happened.
That's
He's calling us Kasaban.
Okay,
He's calling us Kasaban.
okay, bro.
Who does that, man?
So, this is the main Torkham border. We gotta see if we can video down here. There's a lot of army guys. I don't know if they're gonna give me permission to take any videos down here. But we got some cool shops. We have some wheelchair assistance for all the war refugees that come through here. And currency exchange. So he told me we couldn't video, but I'm still gonna video.
There is no need of asking about whether you can.
Pretty busy. Shops, hotels, car rentals. So all these people are either leaving or entering the country. And up ahead is the border. You can see a lot of people. And I can't really zoom in on this camera, but you can see a fence on the mountains, and that separates the two countries from each other. Hi.
Fence ko kaya.
Nakari bige zoom naki.
Zoom lagi. Fence badal da zoom ma video rehta.
Pata na ho chikam dege bera oru. Well, that's it. That's Torkham. Not really much to show besides that. There's outside. Here's inside. And there's forward. We came, we saw, there was nothing to do. So now we're gonna head back. We'll go on the side of a mountain probably. Sit there for a little bit. These guys probably want to take some pictures. We'll help them with that too. And then we'll be on the way. We might stop at the grave of Hamza Baba one of the Pashto poets, who is obviously now deceased since he is buried in a grave. And we'll show you that too, if there's permission for that. I think they'll let us do it. Yeah, that's it. So here we are at another vantage point. Around this turn you'll get to the border if you go to the right. Down there you can't zoom in on the camera, but these little holes in the mountains are like tunnels up ahead. I think you can see it. No, not that. Around there, yeah, that place. That was the execution quarter that Zishan was talking about, in possibly the dumbest form of executions I've ever heard about. He described it as a person would be hanged, and the place connecting the top floor and the bottom floor, there's a tunnel there full of blades. So after the person was hanged, he was pushed down the tunnel to get cut up by the blades. I don't know what kind of idiot thought of that idea. What kind of an idiot would go to that trouble to hang somebody and then kill him with blades? Who has to clean the blades? What if the meat gets stuck in between the blades? There's way too many problems that can happen with it.
What's the benefit of torching the dead body?
What's the benefit of killing someone twice? You already killed him one by hanging. Shoot him afterwards if you're going to confirm to kill him.
That might would be the Genghis Khan sort of king at that time.
Genghis Khan? What year was Genghis Khan around in?
Sort of.
No, what year was Genghis Khan around and what year was the British year?
Sort of.
It's not even close. Genghis Khan didn't hang anyone. He just cut them up and put them in catapults.
Like sort of, you know.
Not even close, Ishan. And down there you can see the road that we took to get to the border. It's a one-way road. You go down there to get to the border, and when you're coming back up you take this road. Alright, we just asked about why the trucks are all waiting here. Before asking Kamran and Zishan, they turned themselves into experts again. They gave us a theory that these trucks aren't allowed. Can you turn this off?
Are not allowed to be sure.
Yeah, they said that these trucks,
time.
can you shut up? These trucks, they can't move during the daytime because they'll cause a traffic jam in Peshawar, so they have to wait until night time. And Zishan, the genius Zishan, he said, actually these trucks, they don't even go through Peshawar. They go through a second road that joins with Dar Azam Khel. Now, this totally contradicts Kamran's statement, because if this was true, there would be no traffic jam. So his statement is completely null.
So the guy
but after we asked,
talked to him, the guy actually talked to him was totally, you know, he was not sure about that.
After we asked the actual truck driver,
thoroughly
after we spoke to the truck driver, the people that actually know what's going on, they explained to us that the custom checkings wasn't done for these trucks yet. They had to submit their documents at the border where they'll get stamped, and they have to bring it up
he
here.
was actually a conductor. He was not a real driver of the truck.
Well, he's a conductor.
He's a conductor.
You're not even a conductor.
He's a conductor or driver.
And they would verify the documents in this area, and after all the tax and everything is done, then they have permission to
Two
move.
people in the truck, one is a driver, one is a conductor. Then the conductor becomes the driver and the driver becomes the conductor.
Yes.
So contradiction again.
Yes,
From
and
Zishan, yeah.
and Zishan is not a conductor nor a driver.
Serious upon what I said.
This is another L for Zishan today. First the facilitation center, and now this truck.
Now
Let's see what the future holds. Maybe there's another one coming on the way. At last, Zishan has turned his L into a W. We finally got into the facilitation center. They wouldn't give us permission to video, but doesn't matter, we're not going to listen to them anyway.
They don't know either if it's the camera or not.
Yeah, they don't know when it's on or not, but this is it. And there's the border down there. It's a nice little view that you can get. There's Zishan's execution chamber as well, the one L that he will never redeem. Zishan, come here.
Yeah.
So currently Zishan has a record of 3 L's. He had a record of 3 L's. One of those L's was not being allowed into the facilitation center. We did get facilitated, so that L is now a W. The second L was in the execution chamber. He told us that a man would be hanged in the top floor, and afterwards his body will be thrown down this staircase or a tunnel which had blades in it. Now we all considered that an L, as it seemed like a very stupid idea. But after confirming it here, the guy told us no, there was blades in the tunnel, there were blades there, but the man wouldn't be hanged. He would just be thrown down and be cut by the blades. So it's not a W in a sense, because he's still half wrong, because the man was never hanged. So it's a half W, half L.
Pseudo.
Not pseudo. Okay, it's not as embarrassing now. Now, what was the other L?
Yeah, thanks God that you confess it.
The other L was the truck driver one. That is an L. That is an L that will remain an L. that L will not change to a
I think
W.
we should confirm that from the, you know, the real checkpost guy.
No.
If it's real or not.
No, we already confirmed it. We don't need to confirm it
He
anymore.
was an Afghan.
Alright, currently we're trying to get into this bad boy right behind me. You actually have to do to get into it, you have to do an entrance in a place back there. You have to register, get some documents, and then you show them the documents here and then they let you in. But we don't have any of that done. But our boy Shehzad here, he knows somebody in the army here who he just called. So we'll see if it's an L for Shehzad or if it's a W for Shehzad. We gave him the names. We're gonna see if they let us in. That is all. Well, Shehzad managed to get us into that restricted area. So now I gotta bring the car inside. But that's one thing I love about this country. If you know someone in a position, you can take advantage of that. They wouldn't give us permission to video in here with the GoPro, so I had to leave the camera in the car. But here's a video with a phone instead, so you get to see something. There's a bit of a museum area where you can view the border from the telescope here. There's not much going on here. There's some construction. The place isn't really ready right now. But that's about it. So that was it. I think it was called Michnichek post or whatever it was. But like I said in the phone video, they wouldn't give me permission when they saw the camera. They said you have to leave the camera in the car, you can't take it inside with you. So I had to listen to them obviously, because we didn't really get in through a legal way either. And the last thing we want to do now is to piss them off, to give them a reason to kick us out. So I left the camera, but I still got around it because I took the video with my phone. I didn't see that one coming. We pulled a fast one on them. It was a nice place. It's still under construction. They still have a lot of work left to do. But yeah, I wish I could show you guys more of it. But unfortunately we couldn't do it today. Maybe sometime in the future if we come back, we'll get some more work done. Yeah, it's not much else to say about it. See you in the next clip. It's a pretty nice windy weather outside right now. It was very pleasant. We just got done praying, just waiting for the other dudes to come back and sit in the car so you can start heading back. Hopefully we can stop by the grave of Hamza Baba. We can stop by his place, and maybe if we're lucky, if they allow us, we can stop by the house of Ayub Afridi. And it's very interesting stories about Ayub Afridi, mainly involving CIA drug trafficking. He has a massive house. We'll get into more. I gave Shahzaib around 300 rupees. I told him go get a bottle. Now this idiot thought, oh, he gave me this much money, I have to spend all of this money, and he took the liberty to get chips with it and peanuts or whatever and biscuits. Why did you get biscuits, Shahzaib? Did your grandmother going to come and make us tea here? But yeah, he just spent all my money like that, and he's not even embarrassed enough to give me some of his money. No, he just spent it and accepted it. So here we are in the shrine of Hamza Baba. He was a Pashto poet. Behind me there's a library, a museum, and still don't know how the people feel about a video here, but you can see the grave up here. So people come up here, they make some prayers for him. Other people, idiots, they come and they start worshipping these graves, which is actually one of the reasons why I'm against having these sites for people. But people are gonna do what they're gonna do. Yeah, it's a nice little place. It's maintained by their grandchildren. I met him before when I came last time. The grandchildren work here. They get government funding as well to maintain this for upkeep. Keep the greenery up, watering the plants, keeping it clean. There's a little garden here with prayer mats. Inside there's a library museum as well that has some of his works, I guess. But it's a nice area. I think that's one of his grandchildren there that are maintaining this place. That's about it. And that's it. We've reached Peshawar. We're waiting for our food now. GoPro can't really record that well under dim lighting. But you'll have to deal with it for now until I start earning dollars from the YouTube channel and get a better camera. Now we're waiting for the food, and that's the end of the adventure for today. Stay tuned for the next one.